Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. On today's episode, we're doing another classic Tales from the Bank. This time, something I've never seen before. I'll tell you how I lost out on $250 from a Citizens Bank promotion that we talked about here in the past because of a random auto pay that I didn't set up and it was a zero balance. Never seen it before, so let's talk about it. So, of course, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, of course, Tales from the Bank are basically just a playlist for videos from my tales dealing with banks, hunting credit cards, and bank account offers. People seem to like them. So another interesting story here. So we've talked about this Citizens account before. It was a video I did a while back where I sat down and timed it to see actually how long it took to open a Citizens, or it happened to be Citizens. But the point was to figure out how long it took to actually open a bank account, right? So the Citizens offer we're talking about is the Citizens Business Checking Account offer. And again, if you want to know more about bank promotions, well, there's profitablecontent.com, which is the channel blog, and then Run on the Bank is our second YouTube channel where we talk specifically about bank promotions and how you can maximize money. So anyways, I was opening up the Citizens bank account, business checking account, had to do it in person probably because this is my second year churning it. And, you know, sometimes at these smaller banks, it's hard to churn things online. So I went in branch, took some doing, got it open. And while I was there, they also had a business credit card. Business credit card was spend $5,000 to get $325 back. Anytime you got to be in branch, you might as well stack your offers, right? So $250 from the checking, $325 from the credit card. That's a pretty good haul in about 2 hours round trip of doing everything. That's kind of how that video played out, right? So got it done, no big deal. Now hit the spend on the credit card. Got my offer, got my reward, then zeroed it out, never used the card again. That much is easy enough. We know how credit card offers work. Now, the business checking account is the one that's actually been taking a hit. So you can see what the offer we're talking about, I'll put the terms on screen for you here. And again, to earn the bonus, it's $250. Okay, open the savings account, easy enough. Have at least one single deposit of $2,000 or more posted to the account by the date stated in the table below. And then, of course, you're going to have to maintain that balance. It's also in the table below. It tells you how long to maintain it. Basically, I think it was like 30, 60 days or something like that. And then you want to complete 5 qualifying transactions in September and then again in October, right? So pretty easy, standard offer. I'll leave it up there for a second for you, right? So, you know, when I do this, what I did was I sent over the $2,000, no big deal. Then I made my 5 debit card transactions in September. And then all of a sudden, I got a statement in the mail for the credit card, which is not uncommon because sometimes they will send you statements even if it's zeroed out. And I opened the statement. And wouldn't you know it, I'll put it on screen for you, but there was a credit on the statement of $55, which you can see here. And this came October 8th. So they mailed it to me, opened it up, 50. So I was like, what is this $55.10 credit? Like, did I overpay or something like that? Which is not the case, because we'll look at the other credit and like why this doesn't make any sense. So anyways, I phoned them up. And I was like, hey, you know, help me understand this $55 credit. And they're like, yeah, well, that was from AutoPay. I was like, okay, but as you can see in this company account summaries, everything was zeroed out. 0 purchases and other debt, 0 cash advance, 0 financing charge, 0 fees, 0 credits. So if you keep scrolling though, you can even see payment received of the $5,509, which is what I sent in, which is you can see at the top under company accounts. Previous balance, $5,509.56. So paid it off in full as you're supposed to do on August 19th. And then September 9th, there's an auto pay, which I definitely didn't do for $55.10, which is not really the end of the world, except if we go back to our terms and conditions, it came from the Citizens checking account that was linked to this. And so that takes you underneath the $2,000 balance, which is unfortunate because, again, this happened September 9th, and this bill didn't come to October 8th, or this is when the payment was due. So this statement was due September 16th, so I probably got it like a week later, so like September 20th, 25th, something like that. So now I've been under the minimum amount for, I don't know, 3, almost 4 weeks, which means the bonus is totally ruined. I've never seen that before. So I didn't even enable auto pay myself. I think what happened with Citizens, which is a terrible interface, I couldn't actually pay the card. I had to phone up and say, hey, why can't I pay the card? And then the lady had to enable some permissions for me to be able to pay the card. And when I did that, they probably just turned on auto pay because normally you have to opt into auto pay. No one asked me or anything. It just kind of turned on. And I still to this day don't know why it would auto pay a zero zero balance. So of course I asked like, hey, well, would you help me understand like what this is for? Because the next part is like, well, can you fight this? She basically, they were nice, but she's like, well, I can get you your money back, right? So fine, I just took the money, didn't refund the money, and then I just kind of have to charge this one to the game and let it go. Because I thought about, arguing it, but when I go through the argument in my head, like, what is the argument you can come up with to actually get someone on Citizens to actually understand what happened, agree with you, and then credit you the bonus anyways, right? Because technically, they're going to say on one auto pay was turned on and you have to do that, and your account was taken lower. So it's not even that Citizens will be wrong, like it did happen. It's just kind of like, I don't know why it happened. I've never seen this before, and all the credit cards I have, which is, I don't know, I've probably had at least 30 over the years, maybe even more, honestly. I've never seen an auto pay happen on a zero balance. The other problem you have with Citizens is that to me, it looks like their credit card program is outsourced. So if you go into the Citizens account, you don't see your credit card at all. You have to choose it from the drop down, and then it takes you to another site to log into with a whole separate login, and you can see your credit card there, which means they're probably outsourcing to a separate company. So it means to get that company to write something up, to get to a person who's actually going to care enough to look at it, write something up so you can go back to Citizens with it, who manages deposit accounts. I thought it was just a bridge too far, unfortunately, to overcome and win, get it overturned, even for me. I just don't see how that goes well. Sure, some of you might be saying CFPB complaint, but again, if you walk through it, everything it happened, right? So like, what are you disputing that AutoPay did? You could dispute it. It's just going to be really, really tough, and I don't know that's worth the hassle, especially considering you were under the balance for almost a month and not really a real customer, which they can easily tell you're not a real customer because, again, you've used the credit card once. You only had $2,000 in the account. The qualifying transactions were all $5 Amazon reloads. So unfortunately, I just withdrew my money and charged it to the game and moved on to the next one. I haven't seen this one happen before. It's very frustrating, very surprising to get that letter in the mail, be like, what is this? How do I have a $55 credit? But yeah, the people just weren't going to care. And I understand why they wouldn't care because, again, most people just want their refund back. They don't really know that Citizens is running this offer, and it actually cost me, $250, which really hurt. Not because it was a ton of money, but at the time, that if everything had paid out, then that I would hit my $10,000 goal for the year. Now, again, you saw the dates, found about it in plenty of time, but it just, being at the goal and being able to like relax a little bit of getting $10,000 a year from banks is cool. Then you drop back underneath it, it definitely hurts. And besides all the stuff we went to get this account open, I think this is like my third video talking about this silly Citizens thing by now. That was kind of a bummer as well, but as they say, you charge it to the game, I guess. And on to the next one. I just really haven't seen that one before, which made it a decent tale from the bank. Last part I'll say is last time I did one of these videos, folks chime in with, hey, did ways to change and safeguard the process, which is all well and good and understandable. But, I don't really feel the need to make a change in process based off something I've never seen before in years and years and years of playing this game. It's like an exception. It's not a rule. And because what would the fix be? The fix would be to pad the account. Sure, you could pad the account a little bit. I know some people who do pad their accounts, but then who would have ever known it was $55.10? It's just such a random number to begin with that, what's the dollar amount you're going to leave over there in excess to make sure that doesn't happen again? It easily could have been $172.46 because we have no idea where this $55 came from or why it auto paid to that. At least Citizens, their credit card company, wasn't going to tell me. So, again, I think I'll just leave it be, charge it to the game, close the account. At least I got the credit card offer from them, and we'll just keep moving, and we'll be back next year to hit Citizens business account with vengeance. So don't let this deter you, but again, Tales from the Bank, I think, are pretty fun stories just to show you the other side of it. Sometimes it doesn't always go your way, but that's okay. That's why we keep shooting and we take all the offers that we come across. So anyways, guys, that'll do it for this episode of Tales from the Bank. So if you found it interesting or fun, go ahead, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. And of course, we're right back every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on ProfitableContent.com, the channel's blog, where you can find many offers just like this. We have, of course, news stories. We have plenty of bank promotions. Citizens, too. Generally, they pay well. This is the only Citizens one I've had gone poorly. And of course, we have credit card offers as well. More of the tried and true stuff than these random Citizens offers. But we got it all. You should hunt it all, big or small, right? Make all their money your money. So anyhow, that'll do for this one. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.